Yeah, I'm excited that we have David Rubin joining us. You know, he founded the vision. It's called Shiloh Israel Children's Fund, and it's enabled generations of children to not be victims of trauma. He's joining us to talk about the impact specifically going on right now because of the war on children. He has an incredible testimony himself. David, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Well, thank you, Jonathan and Rebecca. Good to be with you.
What is the psychological toll that you're seeing right there in Shiloh right now as there's literal rockets coming in by the minutes? I'm getting updates from my friends and people that I talk to there over WhatsApp, and it's pretty devastating. What are you noticing in your community?
Well, it's not a matter of noticing; it's a matter of living it. We have had about 8 sirens every day, and several at night, and it's just been very disruptive in our lives. And you know, I'm an adult. I'm used to dealing with terror attacks and PTSD and wars. But when it comes to children, the trauma is just going through the roof. It's just enormous. The children, they haven't been in school for over a month. Their lives have been disrupted in the middle of the night. They have to go running to the bomb shelters. It's truly been a very traumatic time for the children of Israel.
You know, I was so sad to see a friend of mine sent me a video of his kids. They were playing outside, and the sirens went off, and one of them just completely broke down crying and was, you know, probably 3 years old, maybe 4 years old. And it was just, you know, as a dad who has young kids, it really broke my heart. What are you guys doing tangibly to help? I know you're doing so much, but could you share some of that with our audience?
Sure. Well, the Shiloh Israel Children's Fund, as you know, was established after I was wounded in a terror attack along with my 3-year-old son, who was shot in the head as we were coming back from a day outing in Jerusalem. And from that point on, I was dedicated to serving the children who've been traumatized from the terrorism and who suffer from PTSD. So we have a lot of programs, and immediately after October 7th, we were contacted by the Israeli Ministry of Defense, telling us that they have to, Israel is under attack. They have to fight the war, and they have to first evacuate thousands of children from the south and from the north of the country where there were missiles flying, and so they contacted us saying, you know how to do therapy, you know how to deal with trauma. So we use music and art and animals and equine therapy and multisensory safe room therapy. We have a mobile therapy team, an emergency mobile therapy team that we send out throughout the country to help children who are coping with trauma, children and families. We run workshops for parents to help them deal with the trauma, and foster parents as well, of course. So we're out there in the field, and you know, it's interesting. You mentioned the child who was crying, and sure, we've seen many of those, but most children just they bury the trauma inside, and they can't express it as adults can. They're very good at expressing other things, but when it comes to trauma, they naturally protect themselves and bury it inside. So it comes out, though. It comes out in all the wrong ways, and all, you know, in sleepless nights and anger attacks that are not rational, and mental illness, and you know, it just mushrooms. And that's what we're here for. We're here to heal the trauma of the terror victim children.
Well, thank you so much, David, for sharing that with us. It is so important. Our viewers, just to remind you guys, thank you so much for standing with us. Continue to stand with us. This is one of the many ways we are helping in the nation of Israel. And it's so important now more than ever that we stand together to lift up this nation. Let's continue to lift up this nation in prayer. And I love that we can also tangibly help these children who are going through this trauma right now. I want, like I said, to encourage you to pray for peace in the Middle East for those who are affected by the brutality of war, particularly your children. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. I love seeing that update from Israel and just seeing the many ways that you, our Daystar family, are making an impact around the world. This is what it means to be a Christian.
Yes.
To not only say that we love and support you and that we're praying for you, but to be the hands and feet of Jesus on the ground when they need it most.
Yes, faith in